Spain have been phenomenal all week. Will they get their hands on the trophy? Chinese Taipei are closing in on their second title. Ko Ping-yi and Ko Ping-chung leading the charge.
Another good safety shot there. Ko Ping-yi's just having a look at the three now. Passes the 4 ball. It was a good hit. Spain have got an angle here. If the 3 doesn't go, maybe they can just get it round the table and run it into the 3.
Played that shot with little more than a second left on the clock. It's a 30-second shot clock with 1 30-second extension per team per rack.
Some delicate little safeties. That's Francisco.
Don't know why it is, but in cue sports, this kind of frame or rack or whatever often occurs either in the early stages or right at the death in the decider.
Oh, they'd be delighted with the outcome of that one. This is an interesting shot. He's going to try and get the cue ball in behind the purple. Wasn't far away, was it? Well, this is the first actual genuine chance in this rack. Long pot from Ko. He's got to draw back. What a beauty that is. After safety shots for the last 10 minutes to get down and cue that one in the way he did. Lovely bit cueing.
On the highlight reel for me, given the circumstance, I would put that in the top 10 shots of the tournament.
Oh, he won't be happy with that one. Loses the cue ball straight into the pocket.
Start the clock, please.
Pool player's worst nightmare on the break, that. And you just come across the 1 ball a little bit and arc it into the centre pocket.
Push out ball.
Yo casi que la prefiero aquí.
The art of the push out.
Ahí está bien. Ahí creo que se la tiene que jugar, ¿sabes lo que te digo? La blanca, si la mete,
It
le va por
requires
dos.
a special kind of thinking, doesn't it, to be a push-out specialist.
Yeah, they're playing a bit of mind games here because they've pushed out into a thin pot. This definitely cuts in. Yeah, and getting position on the 2 is awkward, so Spain will know that, so they're taking a bit of a gamble here.
Tócala. Sí, sí.
Báñate.
No he quitado,
Oh, that is unlucky. What a poor bad roll that is for Chinese Taipei. Couldn't envision this coming.
No me dejes resto, ¿eh?
¿Dónde la quieres?
Aquí va.
No he quitado.
Very obvious safety shot, running the cue ball up towards the 4.
¿Qué pasa? Justita, pero sí, claro. Si yo voy a dejar la 1 ahí, se puede jugar la 1-9, si hace falta.
Pass up. Point.
Safety's paid off, ball in hand Spain.
Start the clock.
As you can well imagine, Brendan Moore was perfectly positioned there, and it wasn't exactly a close call.
He's got down twice, so that tells us he doesn't have a full pocket. And he's okay. Maybe have to spin the cue ball round though. Oh, he did. The mistakes come. It's the first real mistake we've seen. David wasn't really happy where his partner left the cue ball at the beginning of the shot, but David, you should be potting them. And rightfully so. Chinese Taipei have got the option who plays this first shot, and Ko Ping-yi has to play it. He's knocked some shots in this week, and there's none bigger than this one. But it's not there. Maybe it was a step too far. Can you keep knocking the long ones in?
That will hurt even more because they had been reprieved and not able to take advantage.
Yeah, that's okay. He's got down far enough. This should be pretty easy now.
The 9-ball for Spain to quickly be more than halfway to another comprehensive victory. That wasn't flawless. The first missed ball for them was the 6, but immediately afterwards, Chinese Taipei missed it as well. Spain are in the ascendancy here. They lead 5-1. Remember, Spain's extension was taken as they were working out the the combination, but really that shouldn't be a headache anyway now. The 7 was a headache and the weight was missed. He snatched that.
Yeah, David just slightly overrun position, and that meant you had to draw into this cue ball. Just look at that first shot, went so clean. Cue ball's found the rail.
应该不会洗中带吧？应该不会，应该不会。
Just when they needed to build a head of steam, the 3 ball is missed. They don't stop smiling, but it's a wry smile, a forced smile.
He's not playing the pot. Looking for cover. Didn't fancy it.
Es que de la otra manera. Pero se me pega la blanca ahí, tío. Saca más fuerte. No me gusta ese tipo. Tío, encajo en la 7. ¿Qué pasa? Por debajo un trap.
Troublesome hook this, Carl.
Yeah, if there's a little window, yeah, you can see, so he should be hitting this ball. Has he fluked it? He has fluked it. This is what can happen. Should David have took the 5 on? He took a gamble playing the hook. He didn't get the cue ball tight behind the 7. He left a little window, and it's going to cost him.
What a fluke. I was saying it was troublesome, the hook, because the 5 could have gone anywhere. It went into a pocket with position attached. Carl, every time you think Chinese Taipei could be shifting momentum, something like that happens.
Yeah, that's right, Phil. Heartache. And it's just something you can't do anything about. It's just part of the sport.
Keep in control.
看你，我觉得接8号机会更大一点，对吧？
He played the carom, tried to pot that 8 that was near the pocket. Spain have a chance. Long 2 ball. And this rack will put them on the hill. Was it far away?
Calm. Head pretty still. Deliver the cue with authority.
Clapping, but well, we can see it. We can see the potting. There's a gap. This is for the match now.
can only assume it was either Spanish fans clapping or they were at the other end of the table, because Copenhagen's last shot could be terminal.
Oh, wow. I cannot believe he's missed this. That was for the match, to get to the final. It was an easy chance as well. The way he's been playing, I didn't see that coming.
I did say, though, I thought he was the more susceptible to nerves. The first long pot missed by Spain in the tournament. How expensive in the long run will that be?
Well, Chinese Taipei are going to need a little help off the break, but if they can run 2 racks.
Rack 13, Chinese Taipei to break, trailing by 8 racks to 4.
That will give the boys a real good chance in this semi-final, because 8-6 is an interesting scoreline. Again, the cue ball's been kicked in. This is incredible. Unbelievable.
Start the clock, please.
History repeating itself in rack 9, if you remember. Copenhagen fluked a ball out of a hook. They cleared up. You thought, are they onto something good here? The next rack, Copenhagen scratched on the break. After the FSR mistake in the previous rack, he thought, can Taiwan string something together? Again, they scratch on the break.
Should be over. This is the big shot now. Oh, that looks okay. Looks more than okay. He's perfect. Well, it's just hard to see how Spain don't put these 4 balls.
It will only be an involuntary flinch, a physical glitch that can stop them. Always recall the 2018 World Cup in China when Min Wang missed the 9-ball, didn't he, to beat the Austrians, and he sat in his chair distraught for half an hour afterwards. Any ball at this stage of a World Cup semi-final can be missed.
He'll play for the 9 in the same pocket as the 8. He won't try and float this in. He'll just float across the top of the 9. Overall, it's been a good performance.
Vamos, says David Al-Qaedi. He and his bosom buddy, Francisco Sanchez-Ruiz, are into the final of the World Cup of Pool for the very first time. And boy, numerically are they doing this impressively. They've now won 32 racks in this tournament for the loss of only 8.
The USA are the highest seeds left in this competition, and living up to their billing, Van Boning and Woodward have their eyes on the prize. But is Singapore set to spoil the party? So far, they've lit up this tournament. Aloysius Yap building on his remarkable season and looking to add the greatest prize in Team 9-ball.
The bottom rail here, near the 2, is a push out.
Push. Push out cold.
I think I would consider it anyways.
Team Singapore, your choice. Just push behind fine.
Just to remind you, if you've never ever heard of pool before, right after the break, you can call a push shot. You can put the cue ball anywhere you like, bring the opponents to the table, and they get to decide whether they want to take the shot or they can hand it back to you. So a lot of strategy involved in that. It looks like Singapore wants to take this on.
Yeah, it's kind of touchy, but kind of simple to roll past the purple here off the one, or come use the purple in some manner. I was a little shocked at the rollout myself, to be honest with you. I thought it was a bit too easy, and I really would have considered the bottom rail there.
So often push-outs can backfire. Prime example there.
Yeah, and this kick is awfully tight, and it tells me he can't get by the 2-ball and come up underneath the 1. That would be more desirable here. Yeah, that was always going to spread.
Illegal contact.
And exactly what Team Singapore, you might think anyways, needs to get off.
Restart the clock.
And put some pressure on the Americans. This has been an issue for Yap a couple times. He's lost the cue ball, so can't have that. Well, again, a great starter here for Team Singapore. A little in between. You know, I may just roll this ball in and let Yap shoot from a little more distance. Cue's down on the ball a little bit. He's makes it a hair more missable. I'll tell you what, he came up off the shot, but delivered a nice one.
Yeah, Aloysius Yap before every game does a very deep visualization. He probably didn't visualize a fly, but he tries to visualize everything else that could possibly happen in a match. He's been really working on his mental game, and it shows.
Well, that was one enormous sneeze on the backswing from someone in the audience. Made Marcel Eckhart laugh.
And now you don't really want to get on the wrong side of the 4 to where you have to come 3 cushions off the 4 back to the 5. So he may play into the 9 here. That's a good camera view. The 4 doesn't pass, so got to manufacture something a little bit here. Slight bump on the 9. Oh, he didn't bump it, and he may have gotten the premium spot for the 4. We'll see.
Extension call.
The thick hit is what brought him by the 9 without contacting it. This is that 3-rail position shot I was talking about. Can he ease this in? I actually can. But he does have the angle to come 3 rails. And this is the question mark with Han. When he thinks he needs a little power, can he settle himself?
Well, it's a lot easier to settle yourself when you're 4-0 up.
Good point, Raleigh. He didn't get what he wanted on the cue ball.
Settled himself all the way into that corner pocket. That is a big break for Team USA. They have got to use this to put a pack on Singapore.
And just, I think the biggest shot in the match right now on this 1 ball.
After a miss like that, to see the one ball come to rest where it has, that really is a slice of fortune.
Yeah, you can kind of see the stick slip on his thumb a tiny bit, but on these tight pockets, all you need is a tiny bit. He got very lucky to leave the one ball right on that rail.
Up to you.
Yeah, I don't know how comfortable Sky is with the extension on a shot like this, but it'd be hard for me to tell him anything other than go ahead and bank this one ball in and let's get started.
He's money in the bank, Woodward. What a great asset to have, Jeremy. Reliable time and time again with that kind of shot.
This is going to get away from him. Man, lucky that they can see the two ball in a very kind of, I don't even know how to describe it really. It's kind of like maybe lost his focus there for a moment.
You think? Bank it, go for it.
Yeah, Skylar's so good at banks that even when he's not trying to bank it, he accidentally banks it right in the dead center of that pocket, too.
Looks like they're attacking on another long railer from Sky. Now this one here, he's got to kind of ease a little bit. Not super soft, but you won't see a ton of speed on this one. Caught the double kiss. You're going to see Singapore now up with a big pocket on the 2 with the 6 being there. So very much a ball I don't think he can ever miss.
It was this pocket he missed the 1 and 2 in the last rack, but I can't imagine this one will go astray.
That shows you how important it is. They would have certainly been there in London otherwise. You can't ask for much more than that on the break, and these guys are getting shots, taking advantage of mistakes. Could lengthen this lead.
Not a perfect shot every time.
Yeah, we talk about how Han might not quite be up to the pocketing that Aloysius is. He has been deadly on the break.
Yeah, a little straight. The right hand, bridge hand over the 9 a bit. So he's got to hit this pure with the draw stroke to hold the line and get the spin. Oh, he's going to love that. That's really nice.
When the balls came to rest, don't know whether you heard Sky Woodward say they're getting a shot on the 1 every time.
It's taking a little extra time because sometimes combinations it's hard to really get the, the bead on them, right? So I think the big lefty would like to float this in.
What a combo and what a position. This is the man I think we expected to see at this tournament.
And rely on Yap.
You okay?
Yeah, and Yap has steered his partner. Ooh, I don't know why he's elevating exactly. I thought Yap told him just get me up by that side pocket and I'll cut it in. He's feeling just fine. And that's what I mean about timing. You saw how much he got out of the cue ball off of a small angle. Oh, no. Oh, my. You saw it on the delivery. He didn't like
Here's
it.
our chance.
Skylar Woodward providing his own commentary. He said, this is our chance. And then he goes to the table and knocks in an absolutely formality of a 9-ball. Is that the turning point we've been looking for, I wonder? It should have been 8-2. Singapore should have been breaking on the hill. But to everyone's surprise, it's Yap who misses the 9. And there was no way Woodward was going to fail in his duty there. 7-3, and all of a sudden, Shane Van Boning is smiling, sitting up in his chair, realising this is far from over.
All right. I don't know if Shane will shoot at this.
Reflecting their precarious position, just keeping things tight, putting a lid on things.
Extension, please.
Yeah, if you're Singapore, though, after making such a huge mistake, biggest mistake of the tournament so far, you might say, you got to love getting back to the table, even though you're kicking at the ball. And this is something the guys should have learned a little bit here. You don't want a high ball here. You want to hit more center. That way it'll hold its line. Yeah, you got a high ball and it bent on them.
Ball in it.
Jeremy, that's something you've been preaching all week from the very first session, and every time you're right.
Please start the clock.
I know that was an easy shot, but I still feel like Shane's struggling just a hair.
Fucking bug.
Apologies for any language you might have heard there. Apparently an insect flew just as he played the shot, and
Moved.
that's why he was all over the place, concentration shattered. Woodward does not miss 8 balls like this for no reason.
Well, what happens is, Phil, is Singapore's done everything they could to apply the pressure, and America knows they couldn't afford a mistake, and that's where pressure mounts.
Singapore wants to rock.
Yap missed the 9-ball in rack 10, but To Lian Han does not miss it in the 11th. They've got to the hill a little later than we thought they might, but nevertheless, Singapore are now in firm command of this match.
And the good thing is, if you play it a little shorter and you don't get position on the 3, you can always bang the 3 away and plant him behind the 9. Smart shot. Make USA earn it when the pressure's on them.
What have you done?
Yes, they're on the brink of defeat, aren't they? Woodward.
You can take that ball over here and the cue ball come down here.
I'll scratch. I gotta hit the side. I ain't got no time.
I think Woodward's shooting.
That was a clutch shot. They're all out of extension. Skyler didn't like it, and yet he just buries it.
Well, that 5's going to bounce a little bit, so they're going to get a thin cut to win this match and get to the finals. The 7 over the upper corner, the 8 over the side. And Han has made a few of these thin ones. Key to this again, stay smooth with it. Pretty big pocket from this angle. And that's perfect.
From Raffles Hotel to Sentosa Island, Singapore, about to celebrate.
Team Singapore went to right in the back.
An extraordinary result, and also the way it was achieved. A couple of mistakes in there from Aloysius Schaap and from Tolian Han, but they broke and ran 5 times, held themselves together really well under pressure. For me, it was a below-par performance from the United States. There was no doubt about that. But what an upset. OK, they're the number 6 seed, Singapore, but very surprisingly, they are in the final to take on Spain for the World Cup title.